and see if I can infect the village with E. coli. Ah! E. coli for everyone! I just turned it in your drinking water, suckers! Later! Dip it out! What is going on again, Nerd Paraders? Thank you guys so much for coming back to hang out with me today. We're playing some more Arc Primal, and we're picking up from where we left off in the last episode, hanging out inside of our town. It's no longer a village. It has advanced from village to town status, because the Nerds and Nails Construction Company, as well as the rest of the tribe and crew, have been working very, very hard on making this town beautiful, turning it from a village into a town. Welcome to the channel, guys. I am Nick. This is Nerd Parade, and if this is your first episode of Arc Primal that you have seen, you're probably wondering what the hell is going on and why are all the buildings so damn beautiful. Well, that's because Arc Primal is a mod called Survival Plus, so we're doing a full playthrough of it, and it's very, very cosmetically beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, and it takes primitive style, feudal style Arc and makes it the entire game. There's no advancement past what you see, like metal tier, blacksmithery, and that's my favorite stage in Arc, and I think that's what the game should have really been to begin with. I don't really care too much for the Halo-esque futuristic crap, but this stuff I've always really, really liked. So this is what Arc Primal is all about. Anyway, check out some of the previous episodes so you can get a better feel of it. We're gonna muscle right on through. Pop it out of camo, boop, boop, boop. Hey, what's that? I'll show you in a second. First, we have to check out our very fancy, decorated masonry, or mason's shop. This is where we do all our mason stone working, and it has now been completed. I placed it on the last, not actually placed on the last episode, but we built the house right before we started recording, I think is what we ended up doing. So, we now have the house decorated. It's also got a little exterior shack, decorated with some tools, you know, stuff a mason would use, and it's looking really good. Look, masonry work. There's a statue here. There's a statue placed right in the back to show off how skilled this man is at working in his craft. Over here is the blacksmith still. This it kind of marries into the whole common crafting zone idea that we have. This mason is dwarven, much like the blacksmith, so beer fuels them. So we have a beer barrel right in the back. You could brew up all the beer that you might need to keep yourself properly drunk and working hard. We've got some clay furnaces. We've got some quicklime kilns, where everything a mason might need. And it even looks like there's stones in this. But it's cosmetic and beautiful. Oh, it really looks like a true work area. We're going to check out the insidey parts really quick. I'm super excited for it. We've changed the New Oasis, is what we're calling the town. We've changed New Oasis a little bit. And what I mean by a little bit is some of the Oasis being the center focal point of our town has changed around a little bit. You might have grabbed it from the video screenshot, but we're going to show you some of the spots that are new. So here, it's the area to grab your sand and silt and so on and so forth. You get all this stuff, you get the clay, you make it there. It's right next to the mason area. Very convenient, so this was added here. We've got a fancy well here. More wells means more drinking. More drinking means less dehydrated Nicholas. Everybody's happy about that. We've got a fancy fireplace. None of this stuff was in here. This is just a bare bones house before it was decorated. We've got a little Skyrim-esque, and a lot of people have actually compared this to Skyrim in the comments below. I think it looks very Skyrim-esque, but it's a little counter here. What can I get you? Or how would you like it? Why did my guy turn between camera flashes? How would you like the statue made in your honor to be posed? Those are the questions that I ask as a mason. Okay, he hasn't changed poses anymore. Dramatic poses are now completely over with. Inside and upstairs, we have the sleeping quarters, because even though he's a stone worker, he needs to sleep at some point, and he's going to sleep in style. We have more of the village to discover. More of the town. I gotta stop saying village. It's advanced. Look at this. This is not a village anymore. This is a town. We have townery. Nerds and Nails has been hard at work. They have been constructing everything. So since we have a full-on mason employed in our town now, they made a statue in the fountain. And it's beautiful. It's glorious. He's posing. It's an adventurer. An adventurer poet. He's a bard of ages. We've got some more statues surrounding it. It looks really good. This is something that I am in love with. So we're gonna get to that one in a little bit. We've got some more personal houses. I'm pretty sure this is actually a personal house. This is. This one isn't decorated yet, but this is what the houses look like if you haven't seen them pre-decorated. It's bare bones. There's nothing here. So it gives you an idea of what this Mason area looked like before it was actually decorated, because all this stuff is freehand placed. And it just turns out to look so freaking beautiful. I am in love with the roleplay aspect, the aesthetically pleasing aspect that this mod offers, and I can't get enough of it. So we've got, did I close doors? I'm leaving doors open in this area, I'm sorry. There we go. Close the doors. I'm invading people's unfurnished homes and forgetting to close the doors. This thing, which I'm really sad that I have to show off to you in the rain, and it's a little foggy, I might actually wait just a moment to do it. But this is what I mean by the Oasis, Oasis has changed a little. We'll probably take a better look at this once visibility clears up, but I do want to run through it now since I'm kind of on a roll with it. I'm very excited. This has been opened up because it's like it's a sawmill. It's like a lumber station. It's a logging facility. So, it's been oh, come on, let me up here. It's been opened up so that the mill wheel can turn, because this is how this is powered. So it looks like it's actually powered by the water. How cool is that? I mean, picture the Oasis before we started working on this. Go back to some of the earlier episodes on Arc Primal and see how this has evolved into something amazing. We had sticks and thatch and huts, and now we have actual stone and wood homes. It's a really, really cool feeling. We got pigs wandering through our town. We're still feudal. We're not like modern age. It's not gonna happen. We're not getting to modern age because it doesn't exist. My favorite part of the game is the entire game, the primitive feeling. I just really like this because it looks like the logs would go down. You put them down the little river, or you can't even call this a river, but the little water inlet, and it's taken up by the saw. The saw is powered by the spinning of the mill wheel, and it cuts it into pieces. Cuts it into freaking pieces. This is actually a structure. It's like an advanced chopping station. This is the international sign for chopping station. So we've got our lumber mill, lumber yard. This is kind of the carpenter, like a carpenter's shack. Everything is looking really, really, really nice, and I'm really excited for it. This is this is a player home. This is Rip's. I think he might have actually started to furnish his a little bit. He decided to sleep on the job. He was starting to furnish his house. He's a master architect, master furnisher. He's the one that's been doing most of the finishing touches on the buildings in here today, so I'm pretty proud of him. I really like what he's doing. I have some creative feel for designing buildings and whatnot, but I don't have the amazing touch that he does. He did my blacksmith house. He did the mason house. The interior design. He's an interior designer. The man's amazing. Anyway, moving right along, we're going to be checking out some more stuff. The black market is starting to come along. We're getting some vendor stalls put in here. I like to say it's a black market because it looks seedy. Like, you're passing under the little underpass, and it's like a guy's like opening up his trench coat. He's got like several daggers there. It's like, hey, you need to murder somebody because this one's poisoned. Just like, that's what I imagine. So we're going to have like random dudes with trench coats in here. That's the black market area. And the roleplay is coming on thick in this one, guys. Thank you so much again for coming to check out this village with me, being a part of Arc Primal. I'm loving the aestheticness. I'm trying to think if there were any other houses that have actually been furnished, but the hardest part has been building them. If you saw the last episode, the construction episode with Nerds and Nails, I mean, my God, like, we managed to get 2 houses built in the 30 minutes or 20 minutes or so the video was. And it's a tough process. It's a challenging process to build houses in Survival Plus. I almost said Arc Primal, but Survival Plus is the mod. But they come out looking so amazing that it's worth every bit of it. Now, these are kind of like apartment-esque buildings. I really like how they were put together here because it does look like an apartment. You know, the people that can't necessarily afford to live in the fancier houses, or those that don't have a craft or a trade, can live in the apartments. And the apartments kind of like sort of mirror each other. Isn't that cool? Is that so super awesome? So these are going to be like personal housing for anybody that wants to be part of it. And placement of this is a challenge. It's extremely a challenge. But I'm really proud of the guys that placed these. I didn't build these. This happened when I was in Dreamland, but it's coming along really, really well. And I'm so super excited to show you guys every little bit of progress that we make. Now, unfortunately, I cannot be on or in-game 24/7 at all times. So when I go to sleep, the other members of the tribe, they continue to play. They still work. So it's all that I could do to really kind of keep up with them. Sometimes just keep you guys informed and show off what the town is evolving into. So I'll go to sleep and then wake up next day and be like, whoa, this is new. This is crazy. I got to show everybody about this because this is so awesome. And that's kind of the mode that I'm really in right now is, whoa, this is crazy. I got to show you guys. So I hope you're enjoying it. I'm trying to keep you caught up. I'm trying to stay caught up. It's a constant wheel in motion. Okay? And we're trying to stay on top of things. Anyway, now that it's not raining, you can kind of get a better idea of how just absolutely beautiful this lumber mill is. I mean, putting this on the oasis like this, where the wheel is constantly turning in motion to saw the logs, with the aesthetically pleasing... Now, this is all roleplay designed. This doesn't snap like this. This has to be done by hand. All of this stuff has to be done by hand. All the free placing of all the objects, that's all individual objects. I can't stress how challenging this is to do, but the building, my favorite part of Ark, don't get me wrong, I love the dinosaurs, I love the ability to tame them, but at its core, and the reason why I jumped into Ark so hard when I did, is because of the building aspect. I love the idea of building in games and thinking outside of the box. Building outside of the box, necessarily. That was one of my favorite things about early game Ark that seemed to kind of fall off around official release time. It really seemed to fall off the wagon around then. Building creatively and out-of-the-box building thinking really kind of stopped because it just became all about that turret meta and how many turrets can you throw up on a wall to fend off somebody's defenses. That's why I like Arc Primal so much, because it's such a refreshing change and everything is built so roleplay and PvE and aesthetically pleasing that it's almost like a brand new game to me. So I'm gushing a little bit here. I hope you don't mind, but this has really brought out, this has really lit a strong fire of passion within my heart and brought me back into Ark like I didn't think would be possible anymore. But anyway, I digress. I'm getting a little gushy with you guys. I want to show off the village, the town. Oh, I gotta stop. I gotta call it. It's town now. I wanted to show off the town, and we did. I'm very excited for the progression that was made here. I'm looking forward to many more episodes of progression. What is next on the docket might be a question that you guys are asking yourselves. And for our town, it's really coming together quite well, and we're starting to run out of space. However, we've got this upper area built where the Capitol building is, the large Capitol building. That's the one that looks like a church. And up here, we've started it. I don't think they've been furnished yet, but we have a jail and a tavern. Two crucial structures that every town needs. They haven't been decorated yet. They started to. I think this is the jailhouse, actually. And I think this might be, yeah, it's part of the actual jailhouse. This is a structure thing that I can interact with. Maybe not interact with, but we might be able to assign NPCs or something there to keep people hidden. Ooh, okay. And this has to be the tavern, I would think. The tavern has vaults in it. This is the first time I'm actually going into the tavern. But this looks very tavern-esque. The floors have some weeds in them. I don't think there's much we can do about that. The Ark gardener got fired, so this is what we're doing. This is what we're dealing with. All right, that's the first time that I've seen those, so that was my first reaction with these buildings here. I can't wait to see them decorated. They look really, really nice. But as I was saying, I got a little sidetracked. What's next on the docket? So, building and furnishing, more so furnishing, now that the buildings are really coming into play. Furnishing the town is probably priority number one. After most of the furnishings get finished, whatever. My next big goal, and probably the final building tier that's allowed to us in Arc Primal or in Survival Plus, is a castle. And while I'm overlooking our town, I would love for a castle to do the exact same thing. And I hinted at this in a previous episode, but what we're going to do is drop a castle up there, right above where I'm punching. That area is pretty decently flat, and we could do something very similar to these foundations that we did for the oasis to make it even flatter. What's going to be nice is the castle will actually overlook the oasis, and the king will be able to view the peasants running around town with a casual inability to see the happenings in the black market. It's hidden from the eyes of the king. So that's the seedy underbelly of town, maybe. I don't know. What's next? Perhaps we could try to design a sewer system. I don't know. That might be a little too advanced for me. But the castle is something that I'm really excited to play with. I can't wait to do some castle building, because if the town is coming out so beautiful, castle tier has to be unbelievable. Unbelievable. There's one building that I haven't actually shown off. We're going to take a quick look at it really quickly before I wrap up the video. And that is this building up here. This is kind of the tamer's quarters. This is where we've got some of the creatures that we try to keep. We've got some wolves, but we keep losing creatures, honestly. This is supposed to be... It's not really too furnished, but this is supposed to be coming into the Beastmaster's area. I couldn't think of a good word for it, but the Beastmaster is kind of how we're going to go with it. Anti is chilling in the bed naked. He's ready for something. I'm going to leave him to his own devices, but we're going to pop out of here. I haven't really taken a look at that building yet for you guys on cam, so I wanted to show it off and tell you what it was going to be. Behold! New Oasis is evolving into something beautiful, but not futuristic. That's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button for me. Let me know that you like the progress on Arc Primal, and you're really excited to see how the town is evolving into something feudal and beautiful. If you haven't done so yet, now's the perfect time to subscribe to the channel for some more cool videos just like this one. Some more Arc Primal, some more ridiculous, some more nerd parade shenaniganery and terrible jokes. Let's see if I can make... Oh, God, no, I'm not going to make it. Splat! I was going to try to go to the... I'm going to go swim in the now statued well. And there's an actual drinking well here, but that's not how I roll. I'm going to go get into the water. I'm going to take a big old sip and see if I can infect the village with E. coli. Ah! E. coli for everyone! I just turned it in your drinking water, suckers! Later! Dipping out. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Remember to take care of yourselves out there. Stay awesome, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.